Well, now.
What's going on, brother? What?
You can hear me, bro?
You can hear me, bro? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can hear you now. I had my volume down. I'm out of pocket. What's going on, broski?
Nah, man, you know what it is. Just another day in paradise.
We live like mug right now.
Yeah, we live. Hey, Law. Hey, what's up, y'all? Crucial Conflict family.
Yeah, and we live.
Yeah, we live. What's up, Patrick Robbins? I see you, dog. We got
trying to make sure everybody stay proactive. And
I don't have my mask with me because I am all alone in my my garage. But everybody, y'all stay masked up. We had another episode of.
I feel different without our intro, D.
Huh? Hey, we got another episode of Crucial Conflict, man. We have a good one today. Like always, we're just gonna wait for a couple people to get in here. Then we're gonna get right into it. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and share this video on Facebook, share it on YouTube. I mean, go ahead, like it on YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, and then tag somebody. Everybody tag somebody, man. We got a good one on here. We're gonna be celebrating the life of Mr. Harris. We got a couple of good people that's gonna be coming on and that's gonna be speaking with us. So y'all stay tuned. We got a good show, man. Maybe we'll get Burger back soon. Hey, what's up, Rock? We're gonna wait for a couple more people to get on, man. Then we'll get right into it. There y'all go. We got Band Jesus back. Whenever he pop up. Hey, Clarence,
bro, I don't know what's going on with my connection, and the night will keep kicking.
Well, that's because you're in the night wall. I mean,
it's kicking me out.
I mean, you said you're in the night wall, so that's the problem.
It keep kicking you out, yo.
I mean, I can hear you, brother.
Isn't that bad?
All right, so hey, look, this show, like I said, this show is gonna be about Mr. Harris. Is one of the greats of the city. We have a lot of good people that's gonna come on, give some good memories, some good stories about Mr. Harris. We're gonna celebrate life, and then also if y'all have some memories, later on in the show, if y'all want to share something about Mr. Harris, y'all go ahead on and hit the link. I'm gonna drop the link later on, and make sure y'all can come on and share y'all stories, man. We want to hear it. When we lose somebody like this, the stature that he is, we wanna celebrate it, So I'm gonna drop that link later. We're gonna let you on. You come and share your story and stuff like that. All right, but without further ado, I'm gonna bring a couple people on so we can go ahead and get started. I got Mr. Elliot Slaughter. He's gonna be coming on. Got Mr. Kyle
right here.
Mr. He's going to be coming on at the moment also. And then I'll bring a couple other guys on once we get into it deeper. All right. But Mr. Elliott, how you doing, man? Can you hear me, Mr. Elliott?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm glad to talk to you young guys, not one of the OGs.
Absolutely.
Hey, Elliot.
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, we got you.
Elliot, you're Trina's brother, right?
Go ahead. Okay. I'm listening.
You're Trina's brother, right?
Yes.
All right, yeah. Well,
yes, I am.
Like I'm extended family.
My baby sister.
Yeah, your mom used to take care of me.
Yes,
man,
that's my baby sister.
Go down there.
Hey, look, Mr. Elliott, go ahead on and give your band facts.
You know my sister, yours sitting.
Hey, look, if you're watching the show, if you're watching on another device, you're gonna have to turn that one down because it's gonna start streaming on live. So go ahead and turn that one down if you're watching on another one. Mr. Elliott,
let me give you my little story. I put it on.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring the other guys on so we can go ahead and keep it moving. And we'll bring Mr. Elliott back on there.
All right.
Cool. Well, look, guys. I want y'all to go ahead and give your band facts. Let the people know who you are and just how were you connected with with Mr. Harris. And a lot of people may know this already, but some people may not. So I want you to go ahead on and give me your band facts. And we'll start with Mr. Kyle. You can go ahead and go first.
All right. I'm a part of the Tenacious 4. You got 3 of us here. You got Brian Washington there, and you got Mr. Jannard Phillips down there. I was in the class of '84. I played saxophone. I was drum major my senior year.
Bass clarinet.
Bass clarinet at Gregory, right?
That's right, man.
Yeah, man. So Mr. Harris, man, he took us a long way, man, and carried me a long way with everything that he was able to instill into our lives. So, but we could talk more about that later. I'll let those guys introduce themselves.
Okay, Mr. Jannard.
Yeah, guys, glad to be on here with you. Obviously, paid for it to be in the, but like you said, we're gonna celebrate life with Mr. Harris. So I was a drum major as well with the Tenacious 4. I was a junior as a drum major then, under Mr. Leadership, and then stayed on class of '85 graduate. So I was a 2-year drum major, and stayed on the drum major and graduated in '85. Go way back with Mr. Harris, and I tell you, man, he was one of the influential people in my life, especially during high school and thereafter. And I tell you, man, that guy is resourceful. We'll talk a little bit more as we go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Mr. Brian, go ahead and give your band facts, man.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, man. We just had open house and all that kind of stuff. My mind's still kind of going nuts. Brian Washington, I'm also a member of the class of '84, played saxophone, was drum major with these wonderful fellas, part of the Tenacious 4. I just don't have enough superlatives to talk about Mr. Harris. He was a pioneer in everything that he did, everything that he instilled in his students. It was because of the things that I learned and because of the things that I saw him do that really inspired me to go on and continue in music education and eventually become a band director myself. So that was great. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get the job at 35, man, but I went over to McMain and we just had a great time.
Yeah.
And it was all due to the things that we've learned at 35 and just trying to follow in his footsteps as much as possible.
Absolutely, man. Man, I hear y'all saying y'all was a part of the Tenacious 4, man. How did y'all come up with that? Where did that come from?
You know where it came from? I was studying for the SAT, and one of my SAT words was tenacious. And I came back to those guys the next morning. Remember, I said, "Hey guys, I got a name for us. We're gonna call ourselves Tenacious 4," and they just started rolling. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Damn, that sounds good."
Yeah. So y'all just went with it, huh?
We just went with it.
It caught on, man. It definitely caught.
Man,
I think we may have been the only drum major crew that actually had a name, a moniker for themselves, right? Because I don't know if any of them, like my next year we didn't, and I don't know if any of the class of drum majors after that had that.
Well, didn't Willie Banks and those guys had the Fabulous 4 or something like that?
I don't remember. Don't make me lie.
Okay.
Now I know our boys at John Mack probably had a little something because they had a monster of a crew too.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown and your boy who's an actor now.
Gary Sturgis.
Gary Sturgis. Man, they had a man. We had crews all over the city, man. Band was so much fun.
Yeah, that's amazing, bro.
Man.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
What's up, man? Look, I'm gonna head it to my son practice, but I just I'm gonna come on later, but I just wanna, say my condolences to the Harris family.
What's up, Van Buren?
And I saw Mr. Washington on here.
Yeah, man. What's up?
I had to come on here because y'all don't know. Mr. Washington inspired me to really play that horn. Like
Yes, sir.
Mr. Washington let me actually play a Selma. I'll never forget this, and I'm gonna go after this. He had a Mark Selma, I guess top of the line Selma. He gave it to me because my horn was squeaking because it messed up. He said, "Son, if you drop my horn, that's gonna be the last horn you ever drop in your life." But hey, all due respect to Mr. Harris,
yes,
Mr.
sir.
Washington, man, I owe a lot to you, Mr. Foy. Like
Mr. Foy, bro, that's the man.
Yeah, but you was that my 9th grade. Yeah, you really inspired me. So I just want to tell you that, man. I really appreciate you.
Man, just trying to do to you for you what was done for me. And that's what it's all about. If we just learn to pass it on. That's all we gotta do. Just pass it on. That's all.
That's it.
That's what it's all about, man. When you can have a legacy that can be passed on, that's when you really gain that status of legend, you know. But hey, look, we have a video.
Hold on, because I didn't
go ahead,
intro or whatever. How y'all doing, fellas? I feel real rude for just coming in. I was having difficulties with the internet. I just wanted y'all to introduce yourselves so I can know what I'm talking to, because I missed that part. I'm Burger, by the way, y'all. I'm Burger, by the way.
All right, Burger. I'm Kyle Mosley.
Yes, sir.
Brian Go ahead, T.
And Jannar Phillips, man. Jannar Phillips.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Brian Washington, man.
Yes, sir. Anybody that know Johnny, I know they good people.
Well, you know, Burger, that's Mr. Washington, the top recorder Emilian.
Oh, that's the band director from McMahon?
That's the band director at McMahon.
I don't need to say nothing else.
That's
there you go. There you go.
I don't need to say nothing else. We don't even need them band facts. Students, some of the best ever.
Wow.
Hey, look, hey, fellas, we have a video of you guys.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
You know, we got one more. Michael, he's trying to come on now. Uh-oh. We want y'all to do that routine right now for the show.
Yeah, right.
We trying to get y'all to do the routine for the show right now. Let's go. All y'all get up out the chair.
Leave.
If I do that split again, I might not get up.
Yeah, we'll just call the ambulance, man. Just call the paramedics right out the.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
My knee done popped out of place.
Man, my knee sound like Rice Krispies every morning, bro. My knee still sound like Rice Krispies every morning up that doggone hard black top. Boy,
your knees, my hip, everything. Yeah,
right.
See, it ain't the same, man. Well, Darrell, that's Michael Turner. That's the 4th member.
Mr. Michael Turner.
What's up, T?
Hey, Mr. Mike, I want you to give us your band facts, man.
What's that?
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your band career.
My band career at 35.
Just your whole band, your band facts. We know wherever you started to where you finished.
Man, well, I mean, in elementary school, man. Listen, I started at Paul Lawrence Dunbar in the 17th ward, and then from I went to middle school. I started on clarinet. Wasn't my first choice, but that's where I ended up. And then I went to McMain after that, and couldn't because McMain didn't have no marching band at the time. And I wanted to do marching band, and not only did I want to do marching band, I wanted to be. And so my parents, being high in education, you know, they didn't send me to St. Aug because they couldn't afford the tuition at St. Aug. And I don't know if you remember this, but in 1979, that was the first time 35 played St. Aug.
Yep.
And man,
I was
let
there,
me tell
though.
you,
Yep. We all were there.
Gormley Stadium was rocking.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yep.
And let me tell you, man, them Ron Eagles, they put it on the Purple Knights.
Put it on.
They
them.
put it.
Hold on, what year this was? What year this
You know
was?
what I'm
I need years.
79.
That was a
You know,
playoff game.
1979?
It was
Because
a
I'm
playoff
just
game.
saying,
It
I
was
love my
They-
St. Aug people, but they have never lost. You let them tell it on this show.
Well,
They
look,
lost to nobody.
let me tell you something. The St. Aug tried to straddle the field. They marched in and marched the whole band around the field and marched by. Man, Lloyd had them blow. Man, they was marching all off step.
They were
Man,
off
we
beat.
started cracking up, man.
They were off beat, boy.
We started just cracking up, man, because they couldn't get their step because the going so loud they couldn't hear their own cadence.
Mr. Washington, Terrence said you the GOAT, man.
Man, this is some
Yeah.
good information.
Bruh.
And so anyway, man, right? I mean, it was at that moment, and then I could tell you exactly what 35 started playing. Don't stop till you get enough.
Get enough.
And
right?
it was blowing. I'm talking blowing. And so right at that moment, I was like 3-5. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I am going.
Look. And Mike, that happened to me as well, because remember, 7th Ward, man, I was going to St. Aug. And
Right.
Brian, remember we were talking about everything going on right before that game, man.
Exactly.
But when I saw what 35 put out on that field, I said, nah, I'm going to 35.
Yeah.
And what happened was we were all at Gregory together, right? Well, you and I were at Gregory together, and I was prepared to stay at Gregory another year and go ahead and go take that 9th grade year at Gregory. Man, after seeing that game and everything, man, no, dog, I gotta go, mama. I'm going to 35.
Hold on,
What I gotta do?
35 was so fire. You said I'm not even going to say no.
Ain't going to say no.
And then on top of that, I'm gonna put this out there too. They had girls over there.
That's it. There you go, right there.
You mean the whole lot? I could be in a hot band. I could get a great education and be around some females. I'm good.
Too much.
Absolutely.
Yes,
this is
sir.
some great information. Y'all don't even know this is some great information.
But it was good time.
No, listen. We've
Good
had
times,
Fortune
man.
on here. We've had John Mack on here. And everybody tell a different story when it comes to who ran the band scene. St. Aug got on here and they said that nobody was messing with them. That's what it was.
Man,
Let me tell you this, man. Look, Harris wanted for a long time to get the recognition that he deserved, right? And everybody knows St. Aug, St. Aug this, St. Aug that. And it was finally his opportunity to show that he had the best band and best students and best musicians. And those guys went out there and they put it down. That was the beginning of people understanding that 35 was more than just a magnet school, that 35 had something to offer in the music side as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And I teach, man. I tell my kids now, man. I teach instrumental music just like Walsh does now. And I tell my kids all the time, listen, man, y'all go to these competitions and stuff, and y'all get trophies and plaques and awards and all that kind of stuff. But where I come, we didn't get all of that. We wanted to be the best because we wanted street cred.
Yes, sir.
Period.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Period. You know what I'm saying? We wanted bragging rights around the neighborhood.
At the bus stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't no trophy
right.
and all of that.
At the
You know what
mall,
I'm saying?
bus stop, anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We ain't
wanted
get
to
no
ask.
plaques and all that.
I wanted to ask all you fellas, ask you all to answer this question for me. I'm a youngster compared to you guys, and I didn't really get to experience a guy like Mr. Harris. What is something about Mr. Harris that y'all would love to share that a young person like myself could take?
I'm young also. I'm super young.
I'll start, man. Listen, Lloyd commanded respect. He demanded it. He expected it. Lloyd did not play, and I say that from a personal standpoint. He held everyone accountable for what they were supposed to do. He meant business. He was very serious about his music, and he was very serious about his music programs. So there was a time when I stepped out of line. I was late, man. And I know Washington remember this. And I was late for 35 matchups, and I rode in there late. And you know what he told me? He said, Turner, you think you know what don't stink? My band. I run this. And if you're not going to do it my way, you can step out of here. And from that moment on, I had to straighten up. I was going to have to ship out. Because that's who he was. He meant business, man. But you know what? That when he held me accountable, that made me a better. You understand? I had to step outside of me and thinking I was all that. No, you not, bro.
Yeah.
I run this. So Lloyd was serious, man. I had all the respect in the world for him. Period. You know, and here's another thing. It took a group of African American kids, most of whom were not taking private lessons, and played high-powered music during concert band season.
Yes, sir.
Man, we did not know that the echelon of music we were playing. All we knew is that was what we were. That was a high level of music that had us playing, man.
Right.
No doubt.
I mean, you got colleges that can't handle that kind of stuff.
And we had college band directors come into our band room on a regular from from Loyola. They was in there, man. How in the world are y'all playing this? What are you doing to them kids to play this music?
Exactly. So I when Lloyd said so and so, play for me. Oh boy.
Play for me.
If you hear those words, you better do exactly what he said, because if you don't, you moving down a chair or two.
Yeah, that was your ass.
Yeah, you move too, man.
Yeah.
That could happen at any rehearsal.
That could happen at any moment.
And you didn't want to be the one to step up there and have to play in front of 132 of your classmates and mess up.
And
so
it wasn't
rehearsal, you better know your stuff.
And it wasn't no.
That was one of the points I wanted to make about Mr. Harris.
Right now, it wasn't no like I'm scared. I'm too play. No, either you play and you get it right, or you play and you get it wrong and you move down. It wasn't no. I'm not gonna play. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen this day and age, and then it happens, and the kids go home crying. Then here come the parents calling.
Yeah, man.
Wasn't that? If it was do or die, bro.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
You got a question.
But it made us better musicians.
Somebody wanted to ask y'all a question in the comments. They said, "What do y'all expect of Felix on his teaching and becoming the new director of 3-5?" And he asking about Lehman, what it meant to y'all.
Anybody want to go with that one?
Who's Felix?
The new band director at 35.
I've only read about him.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Not familiar, man.
I know he's an alumni, and I know he taught at Cabdorf for some years. So I've read the story. I don't know Felix because I mean I'm here in California, but you know I know the program has gone through some changes because the school has gone through some changes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm just hoping the young brother can bring the music program back to glory as it was.
Yeah.
Because 35 just has been known to have a great music program on the instrumental and choral side.
Yeah, Miss Seals, man.
If you didn't mention Mr. Harris concert band, could you be a part of the marching band? Because it seemed like he would be one of those guys who would. You're going to march the concert band before we do marching band.
Well,
No.
you had to earn that, though.
No. You had to earn the right
Yeah, you had
to
to
be in
earn
the honor
that.
band.
That's right. Earn
See,
that, man.
You just didn't let anybody in the contest band, man.
That's right.
Yeah, no, you had to earn your way into that.
You had to earn your way into the concert band.
You know,
Yeah.
me being so young, I've heard so much about 35 and their concert band. You know, I had the pleasure of being taught by one of our assistant band directors went to 35. His name was Ethan L.
Ethan L.
He was at Walker for a little minute, and all he used to do was talk about 35 and the concert band. So I've heard great things about that concert band at 35. So I'm you know, to hear y'all talk about it, it's kind of, I'm starting to get those flashbacks of Mr. E talking about it, and it's starting to, his words are starting to come true to me, you know, like, yeah.
Here's
the
deal, man.
complexity of the music we were playing, man. I mean, there are some symphonies that we could rival back in our day, playing that level of symphonic, man. To rival actual symphony.
Absolutely.
Listen, man,
you think about, we played 1812 Overture, we played Festive Overture, we played March Slav, Toccata and Fugue, we played
all of that.
A Marriage of Figaro, you know, the Flight
Over
of the
to
Bumblebee.
Candide, great
Over to Candide,
Sonata, yeah,
Suite of Old American Dances, and
we played Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky. You know, so we played things that most people would not be exposed to until they got to college sometimes, you know. But he had inner city kids playing this music at a high level. Brian, you guys, y'all remember our freshman year Festive Overture? The judge at the LMEA was crying.
Yeah, he did. The dude cried on our tape.
While he's judging us, crying, saying, "This is so beautiful. I can't believe it."
And we were playing that music. We were playing arrangements that involved no strings. So it was all woodwind, brass, and percussion. No
strings. Transcriptions.
We played that. Thank you, Brian. We played transcripted music. I mean, there was no strings, so it was a different arrangement, but we were able to create the sound, the original arrangement of that music. Man, it's just unheard of.
Because he made us listen. Lots of our rehearsals didn't involve us actually playing. We would sit there and, because he had them big 12 to the floor to the ceiling speaker stacks in the back, and he would crank that jump to the ceiling. Listen at this, Dad, and make us sit there and listen, recording after recording after recording. We won't sound like that.
That's right.
We had to emulate that.
I think we got a video that we want to play for you guys of that. I've been seeing it in the comments. Solely Sombra. I think we got a video of that we're gonna play.
Okay.
Before she play it, it's different because, to be honest with you, I've always heard of 35's concert bands. Even back in the day, they never really gave 35 the respect on the marching band. So all of the like old 35 stuff that I would hear about just from different stories were always about concert band. And it's kind of
that made no sense to me, because if your concert band good, your marching band is great, you know.
There you go, young bud. There it is right there. There it is.
It doesn't make sense, but like you think about it, a lot of the schools, like I'm just keeping it real, they probably had great marching bands, but their concert bands weren't that good.
Right.
Because St. Aug had a terrible concert band.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the band. Like everybody always say, you know, St. Aug and the Joan Mac of the '80s and these bands, but seemed like 35 was putting in the work where it counted.
Yeah.
35, Kennedy.
Year in and year out, man.
Who else was always going to LMEA with us, man? With us, Kennedy. Give me
I'm
some
pretty
more
sure
schools.
Easton was there if they had a school. 'Cause I know
Easton
was there.
had
Yeah,
man.
Easton was there.
Ben
Franklin, yeah.
Nobody who was getting superior ratings across the board.
35.
35.
3-5, man.
Straight ones across the board, year after year.
That's right.
And going to
I don't
state.
think we never had anything less than a 1.
Right.
Wow.
It was expected.
Remember when we went to state?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then
I read that Mr. Harris
sight
took
reading.
y'all. I read that Mr. Harris took y'all to Oklahoma and like y'all won first place or something in the
That
music
was
festival.
before our time.
Yeah.
that was
That was before our time.
I mean,
But-
that's still crazy to even think that not only was he running through the state in festivals, the man took a band of New Orleans kids to Oklahoma
Yes, sir.
and went out there and took first place. So
Yeah,
that's
ran
kind
it.
of crazy.
Back in those times. That's
ran
And you know what? Those bands were better than us. Back in the day,
No
they
joke.
were better than we were.
No joke. They were.
Yeah.
Publishing
And-
albums
and-
of the other music.
Yeah, published his albums too. Yeah.
Yep. And if you
Look.
and here's another thing: if you couldn't sight read,
Yeah.
you can't play in Lloyd band. You got to go back to band 101, beginning band.
Yeah, he prided
Yeah.
himself on teaching us how to sight read. You know,
Yep.
so they would plot down that music right in front of us, and we had what, 10 minutes, 10, 15
10
minutes?
to look- yep.
to read
7
through it.
minutes, fellas. 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Yep.
7 minutes, and we played it
That's all you
just
get.
like that.
That's all you get.
And got it one.
But
Hey,
you
look,
know
we
what,
got- we
man?
have
I'm gonna
the-
say this.
Go ahead.
Lloyd taught us that being a marching band in high school in New Orleans, it's a business. He will always say that, right? It's a business, Dad. You know,
Right.
Mhm. Sure did.
and he taught us about how to entertain, how to put on a show, how to be able to present yourself, but you had to prepare for it. You know, I used to have this in my office, is the 3 Ds of success. Well, he had the 3 Ds of success. I added 4 Ds on it, right? And this is what I taught my employees. This is what we need to do. Discipline, determination, dedication, desire. That came from Mr. Harris, man.
Yep.
That came from Mr. Harris.
That's on the wall in my bedroom, sir.
You see?
Those 3Ds.
Those
Yes.
3 Ds.
Right now.
That's what we had to learn, and we had to dedicate ourselves for doing it. And it wasn't easy, man. Look, our freshman year, the last game of the season, John Mack.
Oh,
Remember
Lord.
me?
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Harris gave us music, at 6 o'clock at night, and say, go home, learn it. We're going to play it on the field tomorrow.
Right.
Because he wanted to change the music.
Right.
He wanted new music.
Yeah,
It was a more current, it was a more popular song, and he wanted to change the music to the drill we had already learned, but he wanted us to learn, put this new hot song in the drill.
Right.
Hey,
The other time he did that, we had the guy who used to write music for us, lived in Texas, in Houston. He fed extra music to us. Lloyd picked it up that morning before our 7 o'clock band practice.
Yeah.
He ran it off and gave it to us at 7 o'clock at rehearsal that morning. I want this on the field at 3:15, Dad.
Yeah.
We was walking around school like this in the hallway, memorizing this joint. And you bet believe at 3:30 when band practice kicked off, we played that song. Everybody knew their part. And it was on the field in the next 5 minutes.
That's right.
I kid you not.
That's some next level college type stuff right there.
I kid you not, man.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Lloyd meant business, man.
Hey, look.
He was all but he didn't.
He would be beat in my head. I know I wouldn't do that song.
Hey, look, man, I keep hearing y'all say, dad.
Dad, what does that mean?
That was one of his things.
That's good.
That was one of his things, man.
When he said dad, look here, man. That's when you know he's serious about it. You know, that was a term of endearment, but it was also a term of respect. Look, Dad. Right. Here's what's gonna happen. It's where we are, Dad. Come on, Dad. You know.
He taught us to respect people. He taught us to respect each other. He taught us to respect the music. Back during that time when we were in high school, man, any band could knock your head off any weekend. You don't go. We couldn't go to nobody's football game slipping. Everybody had a beast. You heard me? Now we talk about St. Aug and all this other kind of, but we used to be able to sit on the steps in the backyard at 1331 and hear them boys on London Street. We used to be able to hear them blowing. We could hear Clark down the street round the corner.
That's right.
And when they had no noise like that, we could hear John Mack blowing it down on Esplanade. I'm serious. So, and in spite of all this competition and stuff that was going on in the city, man, those band directors were friends.
That's right. Mr. Fernandez.
Them boys got together and talked and shared stuff. They shared music. Maybe the week after you played you could have this arrangement, but you can't get it this week. You know what I'm saying? There was a very, very strict community of professionals, man. Right. And they loved their kids. They loved the battle. They loved it. But they were really, really cool friends and comrades, man. They really were.
Yeah.
And Harris,
Remember? Mr. Solomon?
That's right.
Mr. Fernandez?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
They were best friends, man.
Well, we have a, go ahead, Mr. Dog.
I was talking about how innovative Mr. Harris is, man. How innovative. I mean, I think about, first of all, guys, we got to admit, Mr. Harris, a band program, when there was a period of time, principal of 35 was so supportive of the music program that Mr. Harris had put on. We were practicing other than at the school to get the summer band program going so that we could be ready when we return to school in the fall. I mean, practicing at St. Jude, World Lines in the music room. I mean, just all
St. Aug game was coming up. Yeah, we were getting ready for St. Aug.
Mr. Harris was so resourceful, man. He left nothing in the way of making sure that we got prepared for what we were going to be doing, man. And then, guys,
not only that, Nordy, Mr. Harris worked side jobs just so he could get the music, pay for the music, or pay for this for us. He thought about us that much. I remember one time somebody said, "Hey, Mr. Harris working at the gas station." He said, "Yeah, I'm working at a gas station, Dad. We got paid for this music."
Well, hey man, do y'all remember? This is our first meeting in T. You remember that little building or that little room, man, that he used right on Claiborne Avenue, right round circle food store?
Yeah.
It was tight in that room, man, but he packed us in there, man, just so we could get that summer band practice going. I don't even remember what the room was called, man. It was right there.
I remember that.
Off ramp when you right below the
on Broad.
Yeah, there was a music store on Broad. Yeah, and on Broad Street where we practiced. We practiced at World Lines. Remember?
World Lines.
Freshman year.
All over the place, man. To keep that music program going, man. To keep us going.
Wherever he could get the work done, that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
But also he was smart because sometimes in those summer programs he invited junior high school kids, and he started a feeder program.
Recruiting,
that was a feeder pattern. Yeah.
So when they got to 35, man, they knew the stuff. They knew the technique. They knew how to play.
How about, guys, how Mr. Harris had musicians, and Mike, you were one of them, learn how to play multiple instruments so that he could build the brass section of the band.
Yeah. That's
how many females came in there playing flute and clarinet instead of playing trumpet and trombone and baritone and everything?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my gosh. Genius.
I told you guys earlier, clarinet was my first instrument. I really wanted to play trumpet. Okay, my mom always didn't want me to play She had some other kind of madness going on. But when at the end of my sophomore year, man, and Lloyd said, "Who any woodwind player with brass?" I was like, "Hey." And in my junior year, I played trumpet in the marching band and clarinet in the concert band.
Sure did.
Yep.
A lot of us.
He was a genius, man. Genius. He was a genius.
Yeah, you're right. We played under that overpass sometimes too. Yeah.
We did.
Practice under the overpass.
We did.
Yep.
That's where they used to smash. That's where they used to get rid of the smash St. Aug at, Rock.
Hey, Vanilla.
So look, we're gonna play a video. I think we got a video queued up of the band we wanted to play.
Yeah, we're gonna play that video, and then we're gonna you guys can give your last members of Mr. Harris, and we're gonna get some other people on so they can give their members and stuff like that. All right.
Sure thing, man.
All right. Doing this, man. It's beautiful.
No doubt. Wow.
Wow.
Like wait,
that was
actually 35 band right there.
That was a
actual band.
That was light.
Hey, look, man. Honestly, I'm gonna be. I haven't heard a band like that. I only heard a band like that
I've
when
never
I
heard a
was
band sound like that in our city.
Southern,
I never heard
when
that.
I was at Southern. I mean, I've never heard a high school band sound like that. I've only
I never
heard
heard
a band like that
I need the
at
video.
Southern
I'm not
University.
saying nobody band don't, but I have never heard it. That was my first time ever hearing that come out any band room in the city. Not saying it never did, but this is my first time hearing it.
Yeah,
I've
only heard something like that. I've only heard stuff like that at Southern University. The symphonic
Well, listen,
band.
on a secondary music level, which most schools have marching bands. New Orleans is unique because they got marching band in junior high school too.
Right.
But if you want a great marching band, have an even better concert band. And your marching band will be a piece of cake because concert band music teaches you how to play, teaches you how to play dynamics. You know what I'm saying? It teaches you really how to facilitate your instrument.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And play, because you can't play at a dynamic level when you play concert band. You can't. Because the music doesn't call for that. And I have this philosophy, and I know, Walsh, you can vouch for this, man. I tell my kids all the time, if you're not playing the right notes, if you're not playing the articulations, if you're not playing the right dynamics and the right musical phrasing, you're not playing music. For God's sakes, play the music.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. People don't appreciate the dynamics. You got to understand the dynamics. The dramatic effects.
You sound like Mr. Harris.
I know, right?
No.
You channeled him real quick.
Right. You channeled Mr. Harris, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that was simply amazing.
Come
man.
on, Dad. Play the music, Dad. Play the music, Dad. Come on.
The fellas, like I'm saying, that music was coming out of 35, but prior to us even being in high school, that music was all over the city. Booker T had one of the baddest bands you ever never heard of. Carver Junior High with Miss Bush.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Even come on, help me out. Who was that Bell? Who was the band director at Bell?
Alexander, huh?
No. They called him Meathead. What's that cat name? Mr. Richardson. What?
Yeah, Richardson.
Talk about music, talk about concert band, talk about running high school marching bands off the neutral ground during parade season.
Yeah,
Bell Junior High.
Bell Junior High was bad.
New Orleans has such a rich and a deep history. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm getting chills, man. Meathead was a beast, boy.
Hey,
Man,
guys.
look,
remember?
Bell was behind us. And I can't tell you the many times we did this. Like, whoa! Man, Bell Junior High was bad.
It was all over the city, man.
They would run us out of the stadium at Gregory. Remember that?
Always.
Run us out of the stadium.
It was terrible.
So good.
It was
there was a time good too. I can't remember the band teacher's name. Lawless had his time too under Herman Jones. They were good too.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was, and even Gregory, it was built at the junior high school, and then that was the pattern to the high schools, man. It started early in New Orleans.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, in my, let me tell you something, man. In my job, I just got a new position. Really happy about it. And,
go ahead, T.
In my first job interview, when we talked about what music meant to me and who influenced me in my life, I told them about Lloyd. I say, listen, my high school band director means everything to me. I still call him to say hi and tell him I love him and appreciate everything he did for all of us.
That's right.
I just talked to Lloyd, man, about 4 weeks ago, and he said, I just say, Lloyd, man, listen, man, we all praying for you, man. We love you. We appreciate everything you did for us here. Oh, Mike, man, I appreciate that, man. Just keep praying for me, man. And when I got this news, man, was it Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Just this past weekend. Hey, man, I just broke down in tears, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
You ain't by yourself.
Honest, man. I broke down, man, because Lloyd meant something to me, man. Lloyd, you know, we all had fathers, man, but Lloyd was that second father, bro.
Yeah.
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 You know, he's that second father, man. Cause he,
Look,
cause he,
Yeah.
he raised us, man. He looked at us. He treated us like we were his kids.
yeah, because
Of course.
every summer, man, he tried to have a summer program because we could have gotten into trouble. We could have been knuckleheads doing stuff out in the street, but I was
That's right.
glad that I was able to speak to him after 30 years, 4 months ago when he first got out of ICU once, and we talked. And he knows everybody and remembered everything about everybody, man.
That's
That's
right.
another thing. And he cared.
Wow.
You actually had somebody who cared about you. That's why when I would talk to him, to my wife and to my family, it was with such great respect and
That's
Yeah.
right.
love.
That's right.
It
You
meant a
make you
lot.
That's
run
right.
through a brick wall for him, man. That's the
Sure
kind of
was.
cat he was.
Special,
Wow.
Yep.
special man. One of a kind.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's absolutely what it sounds like. Hey fellas, hey, go ahead and give us your memory, your last memories of Mr. Harris, and then we're gonna let some other people on so we can keep the show going. All right. We'll start, Mr. Brown, we'll go with you.
All right.
One of your favorite memories.
Favorite memories. Oh my gosh. That was too many to even think about, man. But goodness, all I can really say is that Lloyd took a bunch of kids from the 9th Ward, 7th Ward, St. Bernard, the East,
Mm-hmm.
and all over the city, and turned us into a family. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And under his direction, man, Lloyd loved us, and we had no doubt about that. And we would
That's
do
right.
any and everything we could for him. He surrounded us with. He would bring in professional musicians from around and let them talk to us and play for us and things of that nature. All right. And he showed us the possibilities. He showed us
That's
the
right.
things that were possible for us if only we just practiced hard and kept working. That's why you got so many professional musicians came out of that band. That's why you got so many band directors came out of that band. You see what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? He was just able to put it out there and get us to share his vision, and we just we are just so grateful to have been a part of that. And in turn, like we said, Jannard, we just passed it on in our various lives and in the various things that we've done in our professions. Some of us, like Mike and myself, we're band directors now, but
Mm-hmm.
Child and T, the things that Lloyd taught us and the principles that he helped us to live by and made men out of them little boys, you know what I'm saying? It just
Mm-hmm.
helped us in later life, and we just try to do our best to pass it on and to make sure that his
Right.
legacy just kept on going. All right,
Absolutely.
yes, sir. So thank y'all for having us on, man. I really appreciate that.
Appreciate y'all coming, fellas.
Absolutely,
We really
man.
do.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Kyle,
Holler
you got something
anytime,
you want
man.
to say?
I come back anytime.
Man, like I told Mr. Harris the last time I spoke to him, I thanked him for being in my life and being such a great person and influence in my life. When I left New Orleans, man, I didn't come back. I left New Orleans. I went to Morehouse, and I wasn't scared when I got to the house because I knew what he put into me, and not only my parents, but Mr. Harris put into me. You don't have to fear anybody. You're good enough. You're better than, and you can be able to go and rise to occasion. And that's what I try to do with my son. I try to do with my family members and the people I've mentored in life. I just thank Mr. Harris I thank God for allowing Mr. Harris to just be a part of my life, and I appreciate him. And rest well, Mr. Harris.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jannard, go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, guys. Well, Brian and Kyle said a lot. I will say that sticks out to me that is a lesson that Mr. Harris left with me, man, is the whole thing about preparation. Mr. Harris taught us how to prepare. Practice makes perfect. He taught us about the importance of preparation, man. When you prepare properly, you're ready for anything. He taught us
Yes,
how
sir.
we always need to be ready. You know, from ability to sight read music to our ability on command to any section or portion that he had in front of us. But it was all about preparation, man. If we weren't practicing right, then we weren't in place when it was time to perform. And of course, Mr. Harris was big on showmanship. You know, you need to look like and show yourself for how talented you are. And I mean, he left all that with me. And just like Brian said, those principles, man, we can apply throughout all facets of our lives. You know, what I do today, you know, the people that I lead, I'm passing on those same truths, those same beliefs, those same practices and habits, man, and they stand true today. Mr. Harris, we love you, man. We love you, and we will
Yes,
miss
sir.
you. But you are living on in us, man. You are living on in us.
For sure.
That's right.
And Mr. Michael, last but not least, my man.
Man, listen. I mean, my casting said so much, man. I listen. There's a thing called work ethic, and work ethic applies to all areas of your life. Okay, Lloyd taught us work ethic. We had practices in the morning before school.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep.
hours after school.
Yep.
Not just once or twice a week, every day.
Every day.
Yep.
Every
Yep.
day.
Okay? So he taught us commitment. He taught us dedication. But most of all, he showed us love and community.
Yes, sir.
So his teaching went beyond music. Okay?
Yep.
Music was just the vehicle by way through which he taught us about life skills. And I'm the teacher I am today because I watched Lloyd Harris.
That's right, sir.
I still use his method. I still preach his sermons. Okay, trust me, man. I do. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm Lloyd Harris Jr. third or the second. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying his methodologies stuck with me to this day, and I use them. Why? Because they work.
Yes, sir.
Everything that Lloyd Harris did worked, and so if it ain't broke, why try to fix it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
got it,
saying?
Mike.
So
Absolutely.
Lloyd was the GOAT, man.
Definitely.
Yes,
Without a
sir.
shadow of a doubt.
Period. Okay?
Sir.
No disrespect to any director in the city of New Orleans or anywhere else. Lloyd Harris was the GOAT.
Now you need to get that young lady right there, Andrea Sanchez Reese, to talk
Yeah,
about.
Andrea heard all about you, girl.
You need to get her to talk.
We're
famous.
gonna get her to come on when y'all guys finish y'all
Miss
section.
Andrea, the link is in the
You
comments,
famous,
Miss Andrea. Go ahead on, click the link, Miss Andrea. But hey, look,
Yeah,
the
man.
Tenacious 4, man, like
All right,
it was it's an honor.
Put
It
it
was an
up.
honor to have y'all.
Tenacious.
And you know what? We don't talk all the time, man. But these three brothers, man, those my brothers for
Life.
For life, man. For life.
For life. And you
Hey,
can't
man,
do
it was an
anything
honor to
about it.
have
we
y'all
never
on,
fight,
man.
bro. We work together, man. We never had a fight about nothing. We led together, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was all love, man. We were a team, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Absolutely,
You know?
man.
Hey, we appreciate y'all fellas coming on. We're gonna let y'all go to add some other people on.
Yes,
but
sir.
it looked like it was so much fun to go to school with you, Mr. Turner. If you anything like your personality right now, I know y'all had some damn fun at school.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, we cut up,
Yeah,
though.
man.
We cut up.
We got up,
He
man. We
was
got
right.
up,
He
man.
was, and we did.
We cut
We
up.
have plenty more great followers for Mr. Harris. Y'all continue to
man.
watch the show. We're gonna let some other people on real quick.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Y'all
Mr. Harris.
have
All
a
right,
good
guys.
one. All right.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Later.
Hey, yeah, boy looked like he was fun, bro, to go to school with, cause he was taking over, bro. So I know he had that strong personality.
Uh-huh.
I know he had that strong personality. I
Yeah.
will say this: it's crazy that like people pass away, and then you learn so much about them. But like it's so crazy because listening to that video, they say everybody sounded like that, and I'm not even doubting that. It was just my first time hearing that, and it blew me away. So I'm intrigued to know more about Mr. Harris. You know what I'm saying? So I hope we could get some more informative people on. And like they said, man, and just really like give him his flowers.
Absolutely, man. Hey, look, we bringing some more people on right now. We got Mr. Elliott Slaughter singing. He's been waiting patiently.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all patience, fellas.
We got Mr. Clarence, class of '89.
Class of '89 in the building.
Hey, look, Mr. Elliott, go ahead and give us your band facts, man. Tell us who you are.
Hit the link, Peanut.
And Miss Andrea, you hit the link also.
And Miss Andrea, yeah, you tag that link.
Hey, Mr. Elliott, go ahead and tell us who you are, man.
I think Mr. Elliott screen is froze.
Okay.
You did it. Well, you go ahead and give us your band facts, my G.
What's up, my brothers? Look, first of all, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all to go to this band podcast, man.
We appreciate it, man.
Class of '89, saxophone in the band under Mr. Harris. And when I got the news Sunday, bro, I hit Johnny and I was devastated. Like I cried for like 2 or 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Because he meant that much to all of us. You know what I'm saying? Those OGs that came on before me, salute to them, because I remember Mr. Washington coming back. So my freshman year was '85, a year after he graduated, right? 2 years after he graduated. He would come back and help out. What Mr. Harris did, he did without any assistance at all. It was him. Like he did it. And his favorite thing was, this is a business, Dad. This is a business. And that's how he ran his band, like a business, where he wanted perfection from everybody associated with it.
Wow.
Somebody help check your inbox, Peanut. And when you check the inbox, you click the link and then you copy and paste it into your search bar.
Hey, Darrell, you said Ethan L. Yertz was over by Walker. That was my drum major my freshman year.
Man, hey, look, Mr. Ethan L. If y'all want to know who Mr. Ethan L. was, go listen to a song called "Sign Your Name." Walker played it. Mr. Ethan
that's who wrote that?
Man, Mr. Ethan L. had a pen.
Hey,
man, Lord, I ain't know I thought Eric French wrote that all this time.
Hey, if there was a production,
I think Ethan L. wrote "Sign Your Name." Hey, but hey, all he talked about was how good Mr. Harris was, and then also about 35 concert band, and then man, from hearing that video.
So I'll go one step further. So we had marching band, right? Then it was concert band. Then the elite of the concert band made the honor band.
Yeah. Wow. So the honor band, the concert band, then the honors band.
Yep.
Oh wow. Wow. Hey, Mr. Elliott, man, go ahead and let us know who you are. Yeah. Wow. It sounds like you still got you watching the video, you watching the show, and also trying to do it on StreamYard.
I think he got a bad connection at his house. That's what I think going on.
You may have to. All right, go ahead. What's up, Rod?
What up, Rod?
What's happening?
What you got, bro?
Bring me on.
You on?
Oh, I'm on.
Hey, Rod. Hey, bro, all these old people be coming on here. They do not know how to work technology. People had beepers, bro.
Drinking my peach juice right now. What's
Them
happening?
people had beepers.
Man, I just wanted to come on right quick, man. It's just like I said about Walter Harris. Well, excuse me, Mr. Walter Harris, Mr. Brimmer, and all the other ones. Man, at the utmost respect, admiration for Mr. Lloyd, for Mr. Harris. I've been knowing this man literally my whole life because one of my older brothers, Jamel, was section leader of the drum section at 35 in the mid 70s. He was section leader from 73 to 76, his sophomore year, junior and senior year. And being around the band and whatnot, we live not that far from 35. So Mr. Harris would always mess with me. Oh, you coming to 35? You coming? And that's the whole time. No, I'm going to say no, even as a little kid. But man, that man, bro, that man was truly one of the giants of New Orleans school music.
The culture.
And I might piss off some of my Purple Night brothers right now, but that man's concert band was exceptional. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. It was exceptional.
But profession. And like
I'm just keeping all the way 100 right now, dude.
Hey, like the 4 brothers that came before.
I can't hear you,
Nick. Rock came on. Can you hear me? Hey,
hello.
I can tell you,
I can't hear him.
That play for me.
Can y'all hear me?
Nobody wanted to hear that play for me.
Yeah, we can hear you, Rock. What I want to say to you, Rock, you should have went to 35 because all them boys told me they was knocking at y'all. I mean,
yeah, and
like
yeah,
they
told you Santa Claus was real too, huh? But that
we gonna leave that one alone. Yeah.
But matter of fact, this is one of my brother's classmates, Miss that's Jeff Reed's mama.
Yep.
Okay.
She was drum major. She graduated with my brother
Okay.
Jamel.
Miss Andrea, if you want to turn your camera back on, you can go ahead and let us know who you are and your memories of Mr. Lloyd Harris.
Miss Andrea went black on us. Where you at, baby?
Hey, while she's coming on, hey, I can tell you one thing about my 4 years at 35.
Yeah.
We never repeated one song the entire 4 years I was there, except one song that was March Grandioso. Every 4 years I was there. Can you hear me?
You said that.
It might be your phone, right? It might be your phone.
Hey, every year we had at least 40 new songs. We would beg him at least. Berger, listen to what I'm telling you. We started summer band practice in June. June 1st, we was under his carport sectionals. Then in the afternoons and in the mornings was sectionals. In the afternoon, we went under the bridge of 610 as a whole band. July, we started marching by the auditorium. So by August, we have a concert, and we would have a concert with 40 songs at the Sheraton.
Wow.
That's before the school year started. And then we got more
next level
songs.
Type stuff.
Hey, then we got more songs each. Like we'll get a song on a Monday, right? At band practice in the morning, he would say, "I need to, like the brother said, I need this done by the end of the day." So you have to learn it during the school day in band class, and then come back for band practice. And you better know it.
Yeah.
He'd have beat my ass because I knew I wouldn't have
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Berger, to be honest with you, bro, you would have knew it. Trust me, you'd have knew it. Your brother would have made you know it.
He tripped me out because a couple of the fellas on the first segment was like, "Man, he was really big on Siren." How you doing, Miss Andrea?
How you doing, Miss Andrea?
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear us?
Well, yeah, I'm here. Wait, look, I did something wrong. Just like
They go to beepers again, Berg.
You can tell who will beep us. You can tell who will beep us.
We're gonna get you right, Miss Andrea.
But I think her and her brother would drum majors together.
Looks like her drum major was her son, her kid was Robin drum major.
Yep. And Mr. Harris was he wasn't my band director, he was my music educator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it like that. I knew how to listen to music, he taught me how to hear the music.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing right there, man. A lot of people don't understand. I hear music. People always ask me, "You like this song?" No, I don't like the song. I like the music. You know, it's people. That's a gift that musicians have. You know, and to be a good musician, you have to know how to do that. You have to know how to hear music. You know, not just hear song. But hey, look, we have a lot of great people coming on, giving their memories. If you want to come on and give your memories and your best wishes to the Harris family, y'all come on.
Hey, look, I got a funny story. My freshman year for homecoming, right?
Yes, sir.
Our major was supposed to escort Miss 35 across the field, right? Miss Khalees, our principal at the time, she called him and said, either you're gonna be a drum major or you're gonna escort. Now, football players and some other people had escorted people, through for homecoming, but she didn't do it for the band for whatever reason. So we just finished performing. Jason actually decided to be a drum major instead of escorting. We had just finished performing, right? And they were announcing stuff, homecoming court. Mr. Harris pulling the cords out the speakers. You don't let my drum major escort? Get your own damn sound system.
My people gonna be on this. They gonna.
You gonna play my boy like that? I'm gonna show y'all something.
It was business, bro. He did so much more with less that if, like, the school bought new typewriters instead of getting us band instruments. You hear me?
You said, wait, say it again?
They bought a room full of typewriters instead of getting us do band instruments.
And if y'all sounded like that with messed up instruments, I don't want to hear y'all with some good ones.
And another thing, like, well, a lot of people haven't seen our marching band, man. We couldn't march because of school. We couldn't march during the week. We were only allowed to march in parades on the weekend.
I think 3-5 still the same weight. They only march on the weekend.
And that was a lot of people was like, well, 3-5, but it was, and Mr. Harris would find ways, like, we'll do conventions during the week, but we'll never take a school bus. We'll meet up there and do conventions.
That's some pride, though.
I never noticed that.
So, Robin, why she didn't like the band, I don't know. But I know we had the mentality it was us against everybody. We didn't care at the point. I mean, we knew we didn't have the backing of administration, and we just did what we had to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, we did a lot more with less. He used to show us invitations to in Washington, D.C., they have the Cherry Blossom Festival. He used to show us the invitation, but we couldn't go.
The school didn't support it?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
No.
That's damn. And I mean, today, people talk about not having the support of schools today, and to see that y'all were still able to get it done, without the support of the school, it just further let me know that, it's possible. You don't always have to have the backing of your. Well, I mean, it's important, but you can do a lot of things without the backing.
Imagine a summer band camp, not summer band practice. You don't see 35 till August. We didn't go to the school till like August.
Damn.
We were out at the municipal auditorium across the street on the blacktop marching to one drum beat, bap, 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 up and down the field, learning how to march.
So is it the school didn't support y'all having a summer band, or what was it?
He wanted, like, since he didn't have the backing, this is my opinion. He said, okay, I'm gonna make it happen wherever I gotta make it happen. Just like Brian and the rest of the guys said, he was resourceful. He found a way to get it done. And
so were y'all able to use the school's instruments, or did y'all have to bring your own?
Well, he would get the instruments and put them in his station wagon at the time.
Okay.
But most of us had our own instruments.
So he just had to get, yeah, that's but see that's what good band directors do. They find a way, to make it happen.
And going back to his business acumen, he treated the marching band in his band program like a business. We would put on a summer band concert in the Sheraton Ballroom in tuxedos.
Yeah.
We would have to wear tuxedos for that summer band. We sold tickets. Our parents and friends came watch at the Sheraton every summer, us put on a concert.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you we had nothing less than 40 songs. And you're talking about the era with Cameo, you're talking about Shaka Khan, those artists, stuff like that.
It was tons of music out then.
Whitney Houston, but it just was, man, he touched so many lives that words can't explain how I felt when I heard that note. And it was 6 o'clock. I'm in Alaska, so it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm crying like a baby.
Dang. So this is crucial conflict. I want to know, under the direction of the great Mr. Harris, who was some of the people Who was some of the what was some of your greatest victories, of that time?
Well, listen,
some of these prominent programs.
There's two very debatable that folks don't want to admit it, and they better realize it. In spring of '88, there was a Special Olympics event at Ted Gong. We were there performing, and guess who marched in? John F. Kennedy.
Oh, not the big K.
John F. Kennedy, spring of 1988. And
okay, I'm listening.
Anybody that was in the band in '88 at that time about the song "Sense of Purpose"?
I know, I love "Sense of Purpose."
Hey, Burger. When we finish that song, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And then there was another. Hey, go ahead.
So what you're saying is, them people felt y'all.
They felt us. Trust me.
Okay. And how did they respond?
All I can tell you, we were playing a song together and they cut off.
Oh.
And that's true facts. Anybody that was at the Special Olympics that day can tell you.
Oh, so we got St. All marching all on the wrong beat.
I got one for Rock and St. All.
And then we got Kennedy stop playing. Oh my Lord.
Hey,
and then what you got? You said you got one for Rock now.
And Rock, I don't know if Rock was in the band. This may have been his freshman year because I think Rock is like 3 years behind me. There was the opening for the aquarium, I believe, right? We were in summer band. We had on blue jeans, white t-shirts, because this summer band academy had a 8 note on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no, a quarter note. I'm sorry, quarter note, and it had some summer band music academy, something like that. White t-shirts with the blue writing. St. All was in full gear. Anybody that was there know who won that battle.
Oh man, it's so crazy because you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because like I always heard about Mr. Harris, but to the extent that y'all giving us, it mean a lot because me personally, it's always good to know about the greats that was before me. Yeah. And then I got to hear the concert band clip. I was blown away, man.
That was something light. Like
that's what they were saying. They say that light. That sounded like a movie soundtrack.
Yeah. Hey Matt, so what you missed is I asked my man what was some of his greatest victories. And he said one time there was at the Special Olympics, right? And 3-5 were playing, and the way y'all respond, they was playing, y'all cut off. Y'all were playing a song at the same time, and y'all felt them so much to where it bothered y'all in the head, and y'all had to completely cut off, and everybody in the stadium instantly knew that 35 was the better band in the stadium at that moment.
And don't forget Sense of Purpose.
Sense of Purpose. I mean, this is very heartbreaking. I've always been under the impression that the great Kennedy band was so dominant to where nobody was even close.
You racking up your brownie points right now, bro. Keep going.
I mean, it's just crazy to me, man. That
nobody played Sense of Purpose like 2600.
Y'all had to cut off, just completely stop playing because 35 was pushing that work.
They was push it. Is
this true?
Hey, it was anybody that was there, and see, it was personal for me because I went to Gregory, right? So a lot of people that went to Gregory went to Kennedy.
Yeah.
So it was personal.
Okay.
And to this day, we go back and forth about that. And he's like, yeah. One of my boys, Cookie, he played trumpet at Southern a few years after we left high school, right? I used to go back and forth on the phone. See, we didn't see Kennedy during football season. Our district was Fauché. Rest in peace, my cousin, Mr. Brimmer. We had
Mr. Brimmer, your cousin?
Yeah, that's my daddy cousin.
Never knew that, man.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in the 10th ward. That's my daddy people.
Matt, we're not gonna do that because that
Hey.
don't make any sense. We
Tell him I will
we
tell
just
him. I'll cut back on, but you know, hats off to the kid, bro. Mr. Harris, Doc Harris used to come to our band room. Those two used to share instruments.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's dope. Looking out for him, helping him out.
Yeah. I mean, but that day, like I said, we never seen Kennedy except we saw them for Mid City Parade. We used to march in Mid City, not Boggers, right? So we used to see Kennedy at Mid City, but this ain't no shade to Kennedy. They were behind us.
They ain't want no smoke.
But so Mr. Clarence, did they stop sharing instruments with y'all after this day or no? I mean, I'm just trying to get an understanding because
after the Olympics they stopped sharing.
y'all couldn't get an instrument from the boys.
Hey, bro, we need 2 flutes. They didn't even want to give them those flutes up.
The boys they won't give a clarinet, no nothing. Like, no, you can't have nothing.
It was all love. And like I said, that battle was personal because it was Mr. Harris against Mr. Harris. And then a lot of us knew Kennedy band members. And we saw him in that it was just in that moment we got him.
Sense of purpose for the W.
Okay. I got 3-5 down for
OG Petty Eddie. We got OG Petty Eddie in the building. What's poppin', man?
Bro? What's up, man?
He muted.
Unmute your phone.
You on
mute. Another person with a beep, but I don't know how to work technology.
The beep was undefeated.
Them Beavers is undefeated, brother. What's going on? OG Petty Eddie? You must got a for the phone.
Yeah.
He paused. He paused again.
It was an honor under Mr. Harris. You know, our practice day was 7 o'clock in the morning. We had practice on the blacktop, right? Then we would get music when we went in the band room. Then during the day you learned your music. At 3:15 band practice, you rehearsed the music and played it, and then after that you went outside. Hey Matt, that's the real indulging it.
Well, we said listen. To give y'all.
And we did get matter of fact, we did get a W my junior year against Oliver Perry Walker too at Berman Stadium.
Oh, I mean, look.
That's expected.
I mean, I'll tell you, like, never mind. This is a 35. 35 is the greatest. They have the McDonogh 35 is the epitome of marching band. You know, the standard of marching not of marching band, of music programs in general. And so I would not say anything bad about McDonogh 35 ever.
Yes, I don't think I can say nothing about McDonogh 35 negative because I want to keep my job on Thursdays.
just like Brian said, man, it was battles. I mean, John Mack was good. Walker was good. Kennedy was good. Fauché was good. You had all these great bands during that time where the programs were, like you said, Bell Junior High was good. Gregory was good. It was music in the city during the 70s and 80s. Saying that band era, and then it's not a knock on this era. I love this era too. But that era, I call it the golden era of music for bands in New Orleans. It was something to behold, man. It really was. You couldn't have one week on your and off week.
I mean, it sounds fun, you know, to have every week to have something across the field.
Hey, Robin, can you add Peanut on? He said he backstage. He's trying to come on.
I got him.
Peanut, I think, came 2 years after I left.
So look, I'm gonna ask this question. Hey, OG Petty Eddie, could you try now?
I can't hear y'all, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear you, Petty Eddie. We can hear you.
Hey, Wayne, I see you said about Reed. You got to realize Reed first year school existence was my senior year in high school.
He don't know no better. He just trying to put his school on the map. I ain't mad at him.
So look, while we got Mr. Eddie trying to get on here, what do you think about Felix at 35?
I think he's gonna do well, man. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
really, you know, he, I know Felix because when Logan first got there, I was helping Logan, right? And that was Felix senior year, I think. So to see the growth in Felix from that point to now, it's astounding. It's astounding. It's very good. I think he's going to be fine. I think he will try to bring it back to what it used to be. And even Lowe, man, Lowe, the thing about Lowe when he was there, he reached out to us because I've been knowing Lowe since we was in middle school and junior high school, right? He reached out to us and said, man, I need your help. So from the time he was there to the time I left to come up here in Alaska, I was helping Lowe with the band while coaching at St. Olive. Because I'm a basketball coach.
Okay. Hey, look, man. Felix is my section leader in college, man, and I know the level of excellence that he expects. So, you know, just on that level of section leader in college, going to the level of head band director at 35, I know that he's gonna be. I know that he's gonna bring something to the table that's second to none.
He wrote, I think, I don't know what year it was. It had to be like 12 or 13. He wrote the entire halftime show for 35 while he was at Southern. All of the music we played.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be good. I'm anxious to see how well he does, you know, over there.
Hey, look, let me ask you a question, bro. Mr. Harris, did he also arrange music also?
No, he didn't arrange, but I can tell you, top 40, Dad. That what he always say. That's why we had new songs, right? So if it was on the radio and it was hot, he wanted it arranged, he would get it. He would get it arranged and we would play it. That's why I say we never repeated a song my 4 years. The first year I heard him repeat a song was the year after I left. He played Dragnet the following year after he played it my senior year. That was the only song he ever repeated.
Okay.
Other than that, we used to beg him, can we play some gays? Can we play this? Can we play that? Nope. Just top 40, Dad.
Yeah. I mean, doing everything that he was doing, it probably was impossible to even try to write music, you know, like he was doing so much at such a high level. I don't see how he would have been able to write music, you know.
Hey, we're gonna get ready to cue up a video of Mr. Harris himself. I believe he's speaking about bringing a band to Lima. So, yeah, we're trying to get that video queued up now.
That. Under Harris's direction, the Lawless Band went on to play at the Louisiana Music Educators Association, or LMEA as it's commonly known, which did not have a black presence at the time.
There's a story that's become almost folklore-like in music education history in Louisiana when Lloyd took the first African-American band, Lawless Junior High School, to the state festival in Hammond. I think it was 1967. And an all-white audience, and when this all-black band got on stage, the white audience got up and walked out. They made the mistake of leaving the doors open. And when the music started coming out, everybody quietly got back in and were absolutely blown away. I think he got a standing ovation. And, you know, on that afternoon, without being too melodramatic, Lloyd really touched some hearts, opened some minds. And he did it not by preaching or protesting, but the power of music.
It was a competitive feature. You had to sight read a complete piece, the whole band at the same time. But we got superior in the 3 pieces we did and the sight reading. That's amazing for junior high school students. They got superiors in 68 and 69. And of course, the people wouldn't leave then because they realized that there was learning taking place for this to be accomplished. And it was because of Mr. Harris's expertise and his teaching, and not only teaching of the music, but the teaching of discipline. That was a very important part of his whole genre, his his whole installation of being a great musician.
You know,
Yeah, man. He. So when Brian and the guys are going off and they say he the GOAT in their eyes, that's why we consider him the GOAT. No disrespect to nobody else, because a lot of people don't know the stuff he went through. Like Mr. Hamp broke down barriers for marching band, right? Well, Mr. Harris broke down those barriers, same barriers for the concert band, but he's not recognized like that because folks don't know. If that makes sense.
Yeah, man. That's to see that. Imagine being a kid and you go to a festival. You prepare so hard. You prepare so damn hard to go and put on a show at this festival. And when you get there, and I'm pretty sure that they were probably prompt for this. And you get there and everybody walk out the damn door.
You're talking about junior high kids in the 60s.
But then you still sit there and you fight through that, and you play them instruments and make everybody walk back in. I mean that's some crazy stuff, and that's some hard skin. That you got to have some tough skin to do stuff like that, man. Like them cats used to talk about saying, oh, when people used to be throwing stuff at them and they march behind all that stuff. You got to have tough skin to sit in a building, in front of a bunch of people that had no care for you at all, and then put all your feelings to the side and play those instruments to on a high level like they did. Man, that's tough. And shout out to Mr. Harris for preparing those students, to take on stuff like that.
My OG Brian just said he's the only black director in the LMEA Hall of Fame. And yes, he is. But they gave him his props, but at the same time, I don't think the city really gave the stuff that Mr. Harris was doing props on, the things he done. He did some phenomenal stuff, man. And he, like I said, he wasn't my band director. He was my music educator. He taught me so much about music and so much about life that even as a coach, I coach girls basketball up here in Anchorage, right? Some of the stuff he taught me in the band, I use for my girls. Because
it seems like that's a common core with all you guys, no matter what y'all do outside of music, y'all still apply Mr. Harris's teachings to y'all life.
And my father was there. Like when I finished crying on Sunday, it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock here. And my dad had just got out of church. I called my mom and dad and said, hey, Mr. Harris passed away. And he was like, what? He knew how much Mr. Harris meant to us. I mean, like I said, and Brian said it earlier, we had our father was there, but he was that other father right there at 35. Like he kept us in line, and he wouldn't mind putting hands on you either. I tell you like that. And our parents allowed it because they knew he meant the best for you, and he was all out of love. Like I remember Brian, my freshman year, coming back and helping us. I played alto sax. He came back and helped us.
Good times, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's that white tuxedo we used to put on at the Sheraton right there. Got it from Coins.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Everybody had to go down to Coins and get fitted for their tux, man. I remember it like it was yesterday, dog.
Man.
Yep.
Y'all had a white tuxedo, but y'all was clean, huh?
Yes, sir.
Boy, y'all was clean.
White tuxedo with the white shoes, like two white Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
We love Mr. Harris.
Tails and everything, man.
Yep.
We might not have been much during the rest of the time, but see that night, man, we looked good.
Yes,
we looked good, and that meant something to us, man. It really did.
I mean, I can tell it meant something because the way y'all talk about it, you can tell it meant something.
Hey, I remember getting my band pants my freshman year, and I was excited to get them. And guess what I had to go home and do? Sew my own stripe down my pants.
Yeah.
Because the school did not support the band program.
I saw you post something in the comments backstage, and you were like, y'all got invited to FAMU to do a band camp, all expenses paid. And the
principal, we did.
My freshman year to let y'all go. What was it like? They didn't care for band? Is that what it was?
Well, that whole thing came about my freshman year, man, and Lloyd had been grinding a long time by the time I got there, and like one of the guys had said, there was an album of music that he produced with the Lawless Band on one side, and I think they had some clips from 35 on the opposite side, you know, and that thing had made its way around, and it got to the ears of the band director at FAM. He came down to our band room, Doc, and said, you know, we want you guys to come up here to FAM and have your summer camp, because we couldn't have it at 35. The principal wouldn't let us. That's why we were under his carport. That's why you heard the band on 610. That's why they were at all these different music stores trying to have our summer band camp, because our principal at the time would not allow us on the property during the summer. So the band director at FAM was like, man, y'all come on down. We're going to pay for you to get there. We're going to house you. We're going to feed you. And you get to see how the Marching 100 takes care of business. Principal told us no. Now, remember that clip that you just showed of the drum majors out there doing that thing? That was from a 1984 game featuring the New Orleans Breakers. We had like a crazy minor league football team, right? So we did Michael Jackson's Thriller. We did Thriller on the field. Bruh, the owner from the visiting team was going to fly all us to Minnesota to do that same show in their stadium. And the principal said, nope, can't do it. And it'll never happen.
Now check this out, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Your principal was Mr. Gordon,
Mr. Francis. Right? Mr. Francis. Yes.
Mr. Khalees came after Mr. Francis, and she continued the same stuff.
Same stuff.
Was there a motive behind this?
It had to be.
Was it because they wanted more education, or did they like?
Well, we were on our grade.
Yeah, because I'm about to say I've always heard of 35 being one of the top schools as far as academics.
It was, man. It was a college prep school, and they wanted to keep the focus on those academics. You see what I'm saying? Because back when we were coming through, you couldn't just go sign up and go to 35. You had to take an entrance exam. You had to take a test to get in 35. Complete with with an essay and all this other kind of stuff. It was a magnet high school at the time. A lot of that has changed, but that's how it was back when we came through. And I guess the administration wanted to keep that focus there for whatever reason. But at the same time, they weren't giving Mr. Harris no kind of love, man. He just wasn't getting it there.
He would come in the band room and practice in the afternoons, and he would be like livid, like I can't believe it. And he was very open with his feelings.
He was.
With us. That's why we were able to go through a wall for him, because we knew what he was going through from administration. So we were there to help him prove that this band was going to be one of the best in the city, if not the state, and we were going to do what we need to do for Mr. Harris. The love we had for that man was bar none. Because
that's what he gave to us.
Exactly.
Imagine if he had the support and a backup from the administration, what 35 would be to us today.
And a team of assistants.
That too, not even talking about that. That's
what I mean.
Man, we talk when we talk New Orleans band and band history. We talk St. Aug and Kennedy and the schools back in the day. But 35 never come up, and I'm realizing now, based off y'all speaking, why? Because y'all had a great program without the support and was not able to put yourself out there to make yourself really known like that. That sucks, man.
Man, where y'all find that at, man?
That's you in the band? You in this band?
Yes, sir. I am.
Where you at?
Second row from the top. Second row from the top. You see where the last trombone cat is on the right? Go over two more, and that's me. It's my man Jeffrey Jacobs right next to me, and I'm standing right next to Jeffrey.
And that's Gregory D. Hey, that's Gregory D.
Yes, sir.
Drum player. Right by the cymbals, the one that's he's standing face to face with a young lady at the top. That's Gregory D.
That's right. That's right.
Man, that picture was taken back, and that's a nice picture. That boy had a good camera.
Nice picture. I just said that, Lord. That's a nice picture.
That boy had a good camera, man.
We don't know what's going on with your internet or your phone, man. But we wish you could come on.
Yeah, Miss Reese used to come back, man. Her brother Pete, he used to come back and he would teach us the different drills. Like I said, Mr. Harris didn't have assistants, but for maybe once a week, maybe during the summer, we used to get our old band members come back and help him out, teach us
exactly
what 35 is supposed to be.
Hey, look.
Exactly.
Who did Mr. Harris? You know, what collegiate band did Mr. Harris, look to?
I'm glad you said that. He mimicked no one.
Nobody.
He was himself.
Nobody.
He mimicked no one.
So
that's crazy.
And that's part of the reason. That's and like your man said, that's part of the reason why our book was so deep and so diverse. We wasn't playing. We played the top 40 stuff, but we also played marches and we played stuff that nobody else played.
Sir, we played 1812 Overture on the field before the entrance to a field show.
So he created the style. He created the style, and
hey, Darrell,
that's crazy in his own self.
He brought the kettle drums out for a field show in Ted Gorman.
Most it's crazy because most band directors, they go to a university and then they come back and they model that program behind that university. What school did he go to?
He went to Xavier.
To Xavier, okay, all right.
Xavier had a band at the time.
Yeah.
He was drum major at Xavier.
Yep.
Okay, that's wild in its own self right there.
I know, right?
that's wild in its own self. To have no foundation, you built that foundation of exactly what you thought of. That.
I'm gonna tell you how he strove for perfection so much. There was and Brian, you may know what I'm talking about. It was an arrangement of a medley of second line songs of carnival music. It was like 4 or 5 songs mixed in.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get the drum beat how he wanted it, he refused to play that arrangement. And the arrangement was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. But the drum beat would not he couldn't get the drum beat to be how he wanted to hear it. And he said, I'm not putting that arrangement out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. There was Mr. Remember, I told you that the guy that did the majority of the arranging for us, his name was Walter Smith, and he was a band director, but he lived out in Houston, Texas. He sent us an arrangement one summer of a Jackson 5 tune, "Wanna Be Starting Something," and we couldn't make that thing click for nothing. We worked on it the whole summer, and believe it or not, that thing rotted in the book. It never made it out the band room. So if Mr. Harris didn't like it, I don't care how much we wanted to play it. If he didn't like what it sounded like, it wasn't getting out the band room for nobody.
Hey,
that's how much of a perfectionist he was.
I think my sophomore year, he gave us Boogie Down by Al Jarreau, right?
Yeah.
And I slipped up and didn't practice. And he said, all right, saxophones, play for me the run at the end. And he went one down the line. And Derek Hillard was in the band at the time.
Yeah.
And I messed up on that run. And he said, if you don't have it right by the end of the school day, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. You better believe when I went to band class, I went in one of them classrooms and practiced that run. Hillard was telling me all the time. He was like, man, I remember you tried to play the run. Blah, blah, blah. You sounded like trash. But Mr. Harrison still in us, keep doing it, and you better get it right.
Yeah.
You better get it right.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Good times.
Definitely, man. That's why I said on Sunday when I heard the news, I was devastated, man. It was like somebody had ripped my own biological father from me.
Ooh, that's 1980. That's 1980 right there, if I'm not mistaken. That's at McMain. Yeah, I was in that group too. That was my freshman year.
What years were you the band director at McMain, Mr. Brian?
98 to till Katrina.
Man, I remember, I want to say you guys played Clark, one of them 2000 something.
Yeah.
And I remember being at the game, like never really seeing McMain, and not then like they started to play. And McMain put on a clinic, like marches and stuff. Man, and they did this at a football game. I was like, what is this?
I modeled everything from what I learned from Mr. Harris. We had at least, I made sure I had at least 3 marches in the book every single year, and we ran them.
Oh, they sounded amazing. It
Storm
wasn't.
and Storm and Sunshine, Grandioso. We ran them. We was taking marches from Jackson. We was taking stuff from Fam. And if I heard a good march, hey, we want to learn that one. And it was fun, man. It was fun.
Is this the Tenacious 4?
The Tenacious 4.
Tenacious 4?
Yes, sir.
I can't even tell who is. I'm not okay. Never mind. I see who is now.
Yeah, I'm in the front, of course, the little shrimp, and then Kyle is next. Then Michael and Jannard's is the tall cat.
Yeah.
Yep, you can see it. Y'all balls
Good times,
is fresh,
man. Good times.
Y'all was sharp, man. Who came up with y'all routines?
It was a collaboration and stuff. Most of it was Michael, because Michael was the creative cat. You know what I mean? He was the one that came up with the moves and all this other kind of stuff, and we did our best to hang on and learn them, because Mike was a better dancer than everybody. You know, it was probably Michael, then Kyle, then Jannard, and I was the one that had 2 left feet, so we had to make it happen. You know, we'd go off by the boiler, you know, by the incinerator, and practice our field show and practice our little routines and stuff. And the band would not see them until we got ready to go on the field at halftime, because that was supposed to be the thing to get the band hype. You know what I'm saying? So we would have the drum section just play the cadence or the rhythm, the beat that we were doing while we were having the full band practice. But we just stand there and wouldn't do it. But then the day of the game, of course, then it all came out, and we learned that from the band directors, that the drum majors prior to us, because they had some bad cats come through 35, man, that carried the stick. Some really good drum majors.
Right.
Once again, New Orleans was just like that, man. We had, I kid you not, gentlemen, we had good bands, we had good drum majors, we had outstanding directors throughout the city of New Orleans. We just didn't get our due, because obviously politics. And, you know, there they go. That's all they do is that boogie woogie stuff. Man, look, there's a really, really deep and rich heritage. And I just wish enough of those cats were still around that you could talk to them and experience what's going on.
I'm excited to hear from y'all, because it mean a lot, because you just really learning about guys who were the glue for the history of our entire marching band programs, like the Lloyd Harrises and the Hamps and all those guys.
Yes.
You know,
Harris, Michael Torregano, you know, Mr. Brimmer.
All I know is name. I don't really know Mr. Lloyd Harris. I just know the name.
That's what I'm saying. It's so crazy. You hear this, like you always heard this stuff from third-hand people, and it's different when you're hearing it from people who actually were part of the programs.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I got a question for you, and I
like those uniforms. Hey, I like
these
uniforms.
Those are the ones that man, those were like one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, you'd have to check with Miss Reese to be sure. Those are the uniforms that I think she and her brother marched in. Yeah. That was the last set before I arrived, and we got the uniforms and the pictures that you had already shown.
Yeah. Well, he showed like that white suit, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Lord had to stay clean.
He looked like he was supposed to be singing with Maze or somebody.
Lloyd L. Harris was part of the show.
Yeah,
trust me.
That boy, like he's supposed to be with Maze.
It's a business.
He's supposed to be on stage doing a concert with Maze or Luther somebody.
Hey,
his cars wasn't much. He wasn't known for keeping up with his cars and stuff, because he trashed them. The station wagon. He was a Cadillac man. So he'd have his Coupe de Ville and all that, just tailpipe dragging the ground, because it's loaded with music and Gatorade and instruments and all shoes and clothes, man. It's like, man, look, Lloyd was something. That dude was something. Brand new car, just tow it up.
I got a question for you, because Mr.
Go
Harris
for it, sir.
always show us that fusion. Who designed or choreographed that Thriller routine for y'all that y'all did that Breakers game?
We did that. You mean the dance routine itself?
No, not you all, the band, the Thriller, the halftime show.
Yeah, the dance routine. Yeah, we had a dance team. All right, and you know how we do our field shows. You got to have a dance routine somewhere in your field show, right? So we actually had a group of students that were part of what we called our dance team, and they choreographed that whole thing and taught it to everybody. And the young man who had the lead, Ferdinand Jackson, man, Ferd was some kind of dancer. You know, he was a really good dancer.
That was one of my first drum majors too. Rest in heaven, Ferdinand Jackson.
Yeah, man. Ferd was something special, man. And they choreographed that whole thing and taught it to us, and the rest was history, Doc. You know,
Ms. Andrea, like she was having a blast on that picture just now. She was cutting up.
It was fun.
I see you.
It was fun, man. But that's exactly how and like I said, the things that and the principles and everything that I got from him, that's what helped me build McMain. You know what I'm saying? Because my man Desmond Barnes, I think he's still teaching somewhere in the city. He was at Xavier University getting his paperwork together, getting ready to graduate, and he actually started the marching band at McMain.
All right. Started the marching band at McMain?
Yes, Mr. Barnes, because
I never knew that.
The band director at the time, Mr. Gonzalez, was getting ready to. He was, man, I can't do that. I'm too old. I don't want to do that. But if y'all can find somebody to take it, I think Desmond was either doing his student teaching or his observations at McMain at the time, and he was like, "I'll do it," because Des went to the O. He went to St. O. So he was like, "Man, I can do it." And they got together and they started putting together. They put together the pep band first, and then they put together a little marching band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he wasn't ready to go ahead and do the whole thing when Gonzalez was ready to retire. Des hadn't finished all this stuff yet, and they wouldn't hire him or something like that. So I just happened to be Johnny on the spot, and it's history after that. And
then Mr. Harris took over after Katrina.
He did. He went to McMain after Katrina.
I remember he played 35 and I went to talk to him.
I think he started up the band program right after Katrina at McMain, because a lot of those kids went on to do some special stuff at Southern University.
Yes, sir.
Most of those kids were in his music classes, and they went on to be like section leaders and stuff at Southern.
Yeah.
If you were taught by Mr. Harris, you knew your stuff.
Little short guy played trumpet. What's his name?
Lil Chris?
Chris, yes. Yeah.
Chris was a 3-5. Chris was a
35, yeah.
2013. I want to say Chris was section leader
2013. Yeah, I'm watching Chris.
Yeah,
Lil Chris.
Yeah. And my boy, I had a lot of kids from McMain went up to the U, man. As a matter of fact, Southway is the band director.
Wayne the tuba player.
Caleb, he was section leader. Wayne was section leader.
They had some boys go up there and do some things.
And my man, Safi Abdel,
but yeah,
Safi is the assistant band director right now at Southern.
Yeah, he was from McMain. He was in my band.
I did not know Safi.
I didn't know Safi went to McMain.
Didn't know that neither.
He did. And as a matter of fact, his dad was drum major at 35.
I go to show you
them 35 back in his day.
Them roots running deep through this city.
They run deep, man. They running deep.
Them roots are running deep.
Yes, sir. Because our culture is unlike. It's just unlike any other place as far as music is concerned.
Yeah. In a weird way, I think it has to be like, because I heard somebody say earlier, we might be the only place where junior high kids take marching band. Because I do have friends that live in Atlanta, and they all tell me, we don't see marching band music till 9th grade year.
Yeah.
So we're doing, concert basically all year round, band fundamentals, basic fundamentals, learning how to read. And, so New Orleans is special because, like they said, everybody else doing it different. We ain't really seeing, they don't see marching band music till 9th grade. That's got to be crazy.
And I think Mr. Harris, he had a vision, like Brian said earlier. You didn't have to be in 35's band to come to summer band.
That's right. That's right. Lawrence, it was open to anybody.
Lowe came to summer band a year or two before going to Kennedy. While he was at he didn't care, man. He was about teaching music.
Yep.
That was his passion, teaching music.
And if you wanted to learn, he was going to teach you.
Yes, sir.
It was that easy. It was that simple.
Find a place to teach you that music.
Man, when they wouldn't let y'all have summer band and this man made it happen, do you know how many band directors would have just said, "I see y'all when school starts"? Or they would have
they take the easy way out.
Bert, we was under his carport.
Yeah.
In the morning on Brookdale.
On Brooks.
On Brookdale.
I remember.
Right down the street from
man
the
brought y'all knuckleheads to his house.
To his house.
Bro, he would under his carport in the mornings, and then when we finished that, we met up with the rest of the band. So the section was in the morning. Then we met up with the rest of the band under 610 overpass.
Boy, I would have hated to be his neighbor at 6 in the morning.
The lines down there so we can know how to march 8 to 5.
Hey, at 6 in the morning, you got the band out there practicing. Boy, I would have been mad if I was his neighbor, boy.
Hey, he was dedicated to educating musicians. He was dedicated.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And that's what I be talking about now. You know, when if you're the band director, be dedicated to teaching these kids music and giving them the best experience that they can have. So whenever you know whenever your time come, we can say that the legacy is being passed on. we can talk about you in this manner because you gave it your all. You didn't cheat these kids, and Mr. Harris seems like the type that did not cheat his kids and gave y'all 100% of himself every single day.
100 plus.
He didn't cheat his kids. He definitely did, man.
100 plus.
His all, no matter what. He was there.
He'd have honey buns and juice in the morning, man, and drinks and stuff for breaks. And he took care of it.
And from what I know, they didn't make a lot of money, so he had to work 2 jobs. I mean, so he was doing this and it was making pennies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
that's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, the stories that we could tell about Mr. Harris will be here to next week. It's always. It's the stories he had, and he was very personable, and he knew everybody in the band. A good story was, I was a sophomore, and a good friend of mine was dating, I think, a senior, or he may have been a freshman. We may have been a freshman. She was a junior, and he was asking for something. I remember, and he was a trumpet player, right? He walked up to there, and he came in late, and Mr. Harris stopped and looked to his side and said, "What's wrong with your son? Such and such got you going crazy." Like he knew everything about the band.
Yeah.
I think he didn't know, but he knew.
He knew.
Hey,
man, look, we were all right. So they had just opened the dome, right? I mean, the dome. They were just. I'm sorry. They had just allowed Orleans Parish Public Schools to play football in the dome, and it was a double hit. There was like a double hit or a triple hit or something. And we were playing. I don't remember who we were playing, but we were out there. Man, look, Jokers came in late. Two of the percussionists came in late, and we were getting ready to get on the bus to leave. And they happened to lead one of the progressions one of the step 2 progressions in our diamond drill. You know, Lloyd told them to go back where they came from and didn't let those cats march that game.
Yeah.
Hi, no, you're not gonna come in here late and disrespect us like that. Disrespect everything that we've done like that. Y'all can go right on back wherever y'all was. We're gonna be fine.
It's a business, Dad.
And we sat there like,
how you doing, Miss Andrea?
It's a business.
I was trying to get on. How y'all doing? Y'all said some phenomenal things about Mr. Harris. I go with mama, Mr. Harris, mom and daddy. She was the flower girl way back, okay? Number 2, I took private lessons from Mr. Harris. Probably went to Lawless on Durbin Street. He had this lady with him and his wife on Durbin Street, okay? But I owe a lot to Mr. Harris when he made me his drum majorette, okay? And I went out for majorette. I really went out for majorette, but I was not picked for majorette, okay? I was too down. My mom was too big, and mine was too short. My daddy came to the school. I was Miss Kylie. Miss Benjamin. My mom, Mr. Harris, the Andrew, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just stick it out. He said, I'm going to take care of it. But what I really admire, once I hit the field the first time, it was all over, okay? and everybody wanted to get me kicked off. Mr. Francis was trying, Miss Ben was trying all kinds of excuses to get me kicked off. Mr. Francis told Mr. Harris that this he was supposed to get permission. Mr. Harris, it was my bad. I need permission. Anything Mr. Harris asked me to do, I did it because I owe that to him. Okay? And I think it was 81, 82. My son was like 1 or 2 years. He called me on a Sunday. And see, the students today now dedicated like it was a long time ago. He said, I'm playing, say no. He said, I need a dance routine. This was on a Sunday. We went to that school 3 o'clock in the day, and we didn't leave till 9 o'clock that night with the seniors. And we did a dance. We made a dance up. And matter of fact, I did that until he left 35, 92. My brother would do the field show, and I would make up the help make up the dances for the band. But I owe all that to him. Okay, I mean, just for him to stand. I mean, I had a daddy, but for him to go against the principle for me meant a hell of a lot to me. And once I hit the field the first time, they said, "Well, they don't even need it." Andrew was doing enough for ourselves, plus the majorettes. Okay, but I really, you know, take him to my heart that he stood up for me for that, because he said, Andrew, I know what you could do. And let me tell y'all, we marched in the Bayou Classic, and Dr. Graves came to him and said, in the 70s, I never seen drum majors go on the street, execute like they was going down the street. And this was like in 74, 75. Then he go. So we was at, it was a Coca-Cola. This was like 76, 75, 76, my senior year. It was St. Paul. It was 35. Oh, well, we had to perform at the Superdome. Okay, we performed at the Superdome. Of course, St. Paul always think they got it going on. But once me and my brother Steph got it, sit down there. Because we could execute anything. We could execute anything. And let me tell you, Mr. Harris believed in protecting us, the whole band. See, when you went to Andrew, you was in their territory. So it was at night. You know how Berman Stadium is still dark like it was back in the 70s out there in the parking lot. To home. We would leave before the game ends and bring us back on the safe side. To 35, okay? Now, I'm not back. The majorette was disgusted with me. Miss Benjamin had her captain to come on the field with me. It was that pass. I ain't gonna never forget that. See, I usually come on first, cut the drummers off, then my brother and Stafford would come on. Well, I guess she tried to show herself that she was gonna try to out me. But I knew how many steps it took me to get to the middle and cut the drummers off. But once I got to the middle, I cut the drummers off. She go 3 or 4 more steps. And everybody let her. She was doing. But I admired, and like I said, when Mr. Harris taught me, and then I became over the majorette in 91, because they had the problem. They made a long time. I've been with the band department for a long time. I kept the band going, because at one time there was changing band directors. See, after Mr. Jones, he stayed. Mr. Gibbs came, he left. Then you got Mr. Nathan. Okay, so with the band parent group, and I'm being the businessman of the band, I really kept the band going. But everybody was wanting to know, well, why I didn't have a child. Well, my child did go there at 35. My son was Jefferson Reese, Georgia. He was a major in 97. He left there, and he also went to Southern. He also he reorganized the alumni band for Southern. But it's the band about Mr. Harris. And you know what? Mr. Harris was God-fearing man, and he was a church-going man. Because before he came to band practice, he went to St. Jude.
St. Jude. Yep.
And that's what his service is going to be there at St. Jude. But he went to church every morning before he came in. Now, y'all talk about that. Y'all ain't lying about his car. Because he had everything up in his car. And everything was up in his. He knew where everything was.
Just like he knew everything was in that back room at 35.
Yeah, and he knew
Bruh,
what y'all was in there.
I never went in
He
that
knew
room,
what-
dog.
Oh, I was scared
Never.
to go in there. It was too dark.
I wasn't going in that
You
room.
never know what was in there.
In the
No,
whole,
sir.
no.
No,
And
sir.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you, you talked about band practice. And I went there in 72. Mr. Harris was working at the Municipal Auditorium in the evening time, and over there with Mr. Ed Sanders. Mr. Sanders was the football coach or something at John Mack. Well, my daddy was over there at the particular time, but he allowed us to have practice at the Municipal Auditorium. That was like in 72. Because Mr. Harris working there and all the drums and the bass songs. So, look, it's not where you practice, it's how you practice. You know, a field will make a show. The people are the ones that make a show. And he didn't care, like I was hearing y'all say, right? But it didn't matter. The point is that, just like they say, you can party from 12, it don't matter where you party at or what time you party. Well, that's the same way Mr. Harris felt when it came to his band. Now, how many of y'all remember March Grandioso?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay,
yeah.
Now, you had to play March Grandioso up and top of that bed by the grade. Y'all remember that?
Hey,
so y'all have to
March
do that.
Grandioso was the first song we played every parade. Every parade, number one
That's
was March Grandioso.
Before you got your spot on the field, you had to march. You had to play March Grandioso by memory, and march 8 to 5, and he was right there walking alongside you, watching to see, listening to see if you missed a yard line or if you missed a note. That was your exam to get a spot on the field.
There you go. But you know what, Mr. Harris' heart was symphonic and concert music. That was his hope. Okay, that was. He managed with the marching, but his heart was in concert and symphonic music. Now, he was his Lawrence was the first all junior high school black band that Mr. Harris took to LMEA, and he got that through him and Arthur Hardy was really close. Mr. Harris, he was the one that got Harris to be in the LMEA in 1967 with Lawrence Junior High, and that was the first all-black high school band to go to LMEA. I went to Mr. Harris, and Mr. Harris was inducted into LMEA Hall of Fame in 1996. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1996. Okay, and I mean that to me that was a proud moment. I went, my brother went. Y'all remember Dorita?
Yeah.
And okay, all three of us had gone to the induction. Huh?
Doretha Forche.
Okay, that's all. Okay, well, yeah, we went to we had calling actions, and we went to the Hall of Fame. And to me, that was an honor to be there to see him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was an honor. And they got other people who would like to have been inducted, but he made an impact when he brought that first black junior high school band there. He made an impact. But everything y'all say about Mr. Harris is real true, and it's not. It wasn't about the money. You can see Mr. Harris right now running to World Lines to get reeds and all that mouthpieces because he wanted his band to sound a certain way. You didn't have it.
That's right.
He had the money to purchase it for you. Okay.
That's right.
Because it was about the heart. It wasn't about the money. It was in his heart because that's what he wanted to do. And he cared about you. And he cared about you.
Yes,
he cared. It was just, and he was like a family. But remember, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if they're on the line or not. We went to Eden, Oklahoma for Tri-State for concert.
Right.
We went. That was 1 year we had gone. I don't know who on the line, and I ain't gonna never forget. We left here. We went to Arkansas. Then we went to Eden, and all the way back to let's go to Six Flags. Then you had these group of boys. I call them. They on the line, but I could talk twice. We went to go eat breakfast at the Holiday Inn. Why they charge their breakfast to Mr. Harris' room? All right. They charged their bill to Mr. Harris' room. Now we were supposed to leave at a certain time. They did not allow the buses to leave until they got their money. But And then you got to realize too, you had big players, bodybuild boys that was on the band, and the football coach was trying to recruit the boys to play football.
And that's one thing he didn't allow. You couldn't play sports. You was in a band or you played sports. You couldn't do both.
But you got to realize too, we had a well-rounded program back then. You went from one thing to another. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Because you started off with marching. Then you on marching, you went to concert because you had your Christmas concert band. You understand?
Yep.
Then you went from there, you went to marching, and between marching, you had marching and concert getting ready for LMEA. And let me tell you, just like that man said, one time I said, you had to be the band for 7 o'clock. 7:05, the band room was locked. At 3 o'clock, 3:15, he gave you 5 minutes. 3:20 to 3:25, the band door was locked. But that's teaching you how. That was preparing you for life when you had to go to school or either on your job. You understand? But you had to get somewhere on time. And right now, I'm still getting up early in the morning. It's been 50, 60 years. I'm still getting up early in the morning. Because that was instilled in me.
Late. And to be early, to be on time. Hey, I think that's something that everybody passed down. You know, the good thing is, you know, being able to hear these stories, you know, about Mr. Harris, and it's all consistent. You know, that's the good thing. When you hear consistent stories about a person, that's when you know it's real, and that's when you know it's true. Burger, hey, look, man, we've had a great show, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. We heard a lot of great things, but we have run out of time, unfortunately. But I mean, we don't have to stop talking about Mr. Harris at this moment. You know, we got to keep that going. You know, we're gonna talk about Mr. Harris forever. You know, just like we're gonna talk about the other Mr. Harris. You know, we're gonna talk about all the good directors that have passed us on. We want to keep them, keep that legacy going because that legacy was important.
One more thing. Now you know who was my first. You know how much I go. You know who was my first junior high band director, and nobody really don't know this. Elijah Brimmer was that Lawrence. Elijah Brimmer. He was 1 year, but he came along in 1970. See, when Mr. Harris left in 1970 to go to 35, I think Brimmer came to Lawrence in 1970. It was Mr. Brimmer. Then we had Louis Francis. I think he was at Clark for one time, and then we had Albert Wicker. But Elijah Brimmer was my band director in 7th grade at Lawrence.
Wow, I didn't know. That's
crazy. You had a legacy as a
I thought this man he only ever taught that bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Some of y'all might not even been born then or whatever. It was small. But in 1970, he was my band director at Lawrence.
I wasn't born, so
look. Before we all head out, any of y'all want to say y'all last words to Mr. Harris before we close out the show?
Good,
first of all, I'll go. I appreciate y'all, Burger, for what y'all do. Robin, Darrell, Matt, Johnny. Like I always tell y'all, man, I'm in Alaska. Y'all keep me connected to the band scene in New Orleans, man. I appreciate
it, man. We appreciate you. Man. We appreciate the shares. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate everybody tuning in. And hey, Miss Andrea, I heard you talking about the 70s. Baby, you don't even look like you was in those 70s. Go ahead.
Right now, I'm 63 years old. I'm going to tell you something. And I must have made an impact because I'm 63. And they said, girl, you was out drumming. You was stepping, all that kind of stuff. And that was in 1974. So I'm 63 years old right now. Yes, I am.
Wow,
and I remember Brian was a little boy. Where Brian at? Brian Washington.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Down the street. Yeah. He said, I stayed in the 1500 block, and he stayed in the 1200 block.
In the 12, right. I'll show up in that.
Right. So you had 2 matches from my 9 on the side street.
That's right. Let's go, Night War.
Right.
Mr. Brian, any last words?
Yeah, man. Once again, we want to thank you guys for the opportunity, man, and everything that you guys are doing. But just like you've had shows about Lloyd Harris and Walter Harris, and I'm sure you need to talk about Hamp You need to just continue to give those guys some love to keep the legacy going. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm like Kyle, I'm no longer in the city. All right, I'm way out here on the East Coast and things like that, man. So I want to give and be sure you give lots of love to the directors that's still out there doing it right now. You know what I mean? Because I've been hearing the stories and I know they're going through it and they're dealing with scheduling and they're dealing with all this other kind of stuff. But stay in the game, stay in the fight, keep being true to these kids, and you continue to keep the legacy going and just be that spark in their life, man, because they need something to hold on to. Band kept me in school, man. Band kept me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because my people told me, you mess up your grades, you mess up this, first thing we're doing is taking you out.
Absolutely.
And that was my thing to keep me going. So
hey man, we appreciate y'all.
And we got to get back to where we had these college bands come and recruit. Because I remember Howard used to come, Hampton used to come, Florida and them, but nobody really coming down here to recruit our young children.
Right.
So we got to give it to the party. Huh?
Absolutely. Hey, Crucial Conflict gonna have a big hand in getting colleges to come out and recruit. That's something Nola Legacy is also doing. But like we said, we appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna go ahead and let y'all go. We're gonna close out the show.
All right, peace out. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, that was a pretty good show, man. I learned a lot of stuff about somebody I had no clue about. All I knew was a name, and I learned a whole lot today. So I appreciate y'all for coming on. Everybody who came on, everybody in the comments. Thank y'all for liking, sharing, and putting y'all comments in the chat, man. Appreciate it.
I just want to say before we close out, just make sure y'all share this live with anybody who is a graduate of Mr. Harris, who was in a band with Mr. Harris, any supporters of Mr. Harris. We would like them to see this show. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could reach out to us if they have any tapes, anything that they want to share with us. We truly appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming on and sharing y'all memories of Mr. Harris. So, man, we'll see y'all guys next week. Same time, same place.
Peace and hair grease.